YouTubers. Hey, welcome back to Ranking Projects. Today we got a water pump leak on the 2007 Jeep Wrangler JK, and so we're going to replace that. There's a lot of videos out there that I watched, so if mine doesn't give you all the information that you need, there's a lot of videos on how to do that. There's one really good video I'll have to give a shout out to that goes through step by step. It's about 35-40 minutes long, but it really gives you a good idea of what to do. So far I loosened, taken off the water pump's located behind this pulley, and so it's located back here. There's a little bit of leaking going on. There's some moisture down here around the seal. And so what I'm doing is I broke free these bolts here. And how I did that was I used a screwdriver to put pressure against this and then loosened each one of them. Because if you just try to loosen those, it won't work right now, but it will just spin on that belt there and turn. So you gotta have something to hold it. Not too bad, they weren't that tight. So I'm about to loosen those, take those off. I'm going to take the belt off right now. Make sure you take a picture of it so you know how it's routed, and then we will go from there. So what you do is you take your ratchet wrench. Okay, I happen to have one here. It's the 3/8, and you stick it into this side here. Should fit into one of these here, and you push down, and that'll actually relieve the tension on the belt. Push down, and then you can slide it off of this pulley up here. There it goes, and we are off. Okay, pretty simple. Put that off to the side. Okay, we're going to take these bolts off of here. Let me get my bolt tray. Don't lose anything. There we go. These are a little awkward to work on because the bumper is sticking out, and so you either have to like climb up on the bumper or you have to just reach over like I am here, or you can get a stool. But you guys may have noticed I already took the air cleaner off with the hose right here and got that out of the way first. Gave me a little bit more room to work with down here. These do have washers on them as well. Okay, 3 bolts, and then this is supposed to slide off of here. I saw some people like prying it off, so I don't know if it's kind of pressed on or what. We got a lot of rust right here. So I'm gonna work on that for a bit. Try to take something, make sure I don't damage any of this back here, all the aluminum block. But all right, let's see if we can get it off. All right, guys, that actually just came flying off. Ugh. So I just took my Wonder Bar, just had it up here like this a little bit, and just kind of wiggled and jiggled. I hit this end here a little bit. Not real hard or anything, just to kind of tap any rust free, but then this just popped right off, so not too bad. Came off pretty easy. Anyway, okay, we'll put that to the side. And so now the challenge is, from what I read and on the videos, getting these bolts out. So here's your water pump. I got a replacement for that. And I believe there are, I want to say they said there's 7 or 9 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is where it's leaking right over here. 6, 7. Okay, 7 bolts, I believe. So yeah, from what I understand is these definitely want to be careful. Make sure that when you're breaking them free, if it starts to twist, you can feel in the wrench the bolt twisting at all, you want to stop, obviously, because they do snap really easily, and you don't want to snap a bolt off into the block. That would suck. So that's what I'm gonna try to avoid. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so those 3 bolts that I did take off of this part here, those were 13 millimeter, and then these next ones on the water pump are all 10 millimeter. So let's see, try to crack one free here and see how well they come loose. Just try this top one here first. Okay, moving. Nice. Okay, cool. All right, that one's good. Looks like I'm gonna need an extension here to get to these other ones. Yeah, extend that out a little bit, but good. The first one was good. We're gonna do the rest. I'll let you know if I run into any issues. As I started loosening these, started to leak out, which makes sense. I'm gonna open my cap here, my radiator, relieve any pressure in the system, so it doesn't come like spurting out like crazy. There it goes. All right. You can also like drain your system if you wanted to. So I was saying, yes, it did leak. And so basically I have my big hunting sled under there. One of those big, the large, like long black sleds. Ice fishing also used for. So I'm gonna use that as a catch basin underneath. So make sure you put something under there to catch all the fluid. It's gonna come out and when you take this whole thing off. All right, guys, look what just happened. Just had one snap off. That's not what we wanted. Oh, not good. It didn't even like feel, I thought it was actually loosening. It felt pretty good. And then all of a sudden it just spun in the wrench. So, great. All right, guys, just draining out right now. So, I was able to loosen 6 of the 7 bolts without breaking them off. This is one of the bolts. Just to show you why that's happening. I don't know if you can see it or not. If it'll focus on that. Basically, it is rusted like crazy. I'm gonna clean them up, the wire wheel. But yeah, I don't know. I'm tempted to just, I don't know if I can even zoom in on that or focus on that. It's trying, but not very good. I'm tempted to just go, when I gotta get a new bolt for that one that I did break off, tempted to go and just buy all new 7 bolts if I can match them up. But the other thing I'm doing too, here's my new part. I'm putting the bolts, how it sits in there, putting them back into that. So the same ones are going into the same holes. I saw that on there too. They recommended, so. All right, we're gonna keep just removing these, let this thing drain out. And start getting the new one all together with the gasket and a little grease. All right, guys, just got it off. There it is. Yeah, look at the gasket. Like, what gasket? It's like gone. So positive about that bolt broken off in there. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Let me see if I can zoom in. Let me get this all drained out. All right. Oh. Let's see if we can zoom into there, because I might be able to see. Yeah, you can see right there. This guy still got a stud sticking out there. So, hoping maybe I can latch onto that with some vice grips or something and be able to turn it out. We'll try it. All right, guys, we're back. I put a little, I'm still working on that stud, that broken off one sitting in there. Right now we're working on the thermostat. I'm gonna change that out as long as I got all the coolant stuff draining and everything else going on. Thermostat's located right here. So we're gonna pop that off and replace the gasket and thermostat. It wasn't leaking or anything. Just thought we'd do that as well. It's two 10mm bolts. I removed part of the throttle body here just to get some more access. Those are 8mm. I know that's not the right thing to do on those star bolt heads, but I just use the 8mm socket to get them off. I think they make a special tool for those, but I don't have it. So just gotta work with what you got sometimes. These are, yeah, just two bolts here that'll pop off. I squeezed the clamp already and slid that up on the tube. There it is. Oop, draining a little bit more there, but yeah, you know what? It looks like it's time for this bad boy too. I think all this stuff's original, so we're gonna replace that. Alrighty. I'm gonna let that stuff soak on that stud down there. Some penetrating oil. Hopefully I can break that free. I couldn't get it with vice grips. They're just spinning on that head, so we'll try the penetrating oil. Might even let it soak overnight and see what happens tomorrow. As long as we're finishing up the thermostat, just give you, another guy has a video also. This is the part number to this gasket. It's like a universal gasket. He said this is way better than the actual gasket that comes with it. Part number to the thermostat. There you go. Got that off Amazon. There it is. This actually looks like a better gasket than what was on there. Yeah. Oops, sorry. Yeah, okay. So we'll pull that one out, pop this one in there, and then probably gonna use that gasket, which will go around the outside of that even. Just make sure. I guess it's more rigid. If you do have a Jeep, this gasket here, it has like the steel around it. So they say like when you're riding on the roads and everything, and you got, I'll show you here. You got the tube and everything bouncing up and down. Right here's your thermostat goes in there. So when you're off-roading or whatever, bouncing up and down, I guess that's a common area for it to leak. So this gasket here is supposed to fix that, or at least help with it anyway. Alrighty, we'll get that installed. Alrighty guys, so we have to fast forward a little bit. Coming back to this project, the broken bolt. I have been working on this for like the last week. I finally got it. I ended up buying a kit. you can see I did a helicoil in there right now. So that's where we stand. I'm getting ready to put the whole thing back together. On Amazon, I mean, I was trying so many bits to make this thing work and to drill into that bolt that was in there. Couldn't get the bolt out. I went to Harbor Freight. I bought extractors. I bought left-handed drill bits. I sprayed lube in there, some PB Blaster. I do the little tapping, PB blast it, tap, 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 PB blast. Did that for like 2 days. That did nothing. Finally, I lost everything I had sticking out to grab onto with like vice grips. So I tried everything that there was. I ended up buying, this is the helicoil set here. So this is where I was at. I went to the hardware store, or not, I went to actually Advance Auto and got the right bolts. So I got some replacement bolts for the, to replace all of them. 4 come in a package, they're about $5 each. So I got those going. I knew what the size was just from right there on the package. Okay, the M6 by 1 by 20. So the M6 by 1 is the main thing. So you can see right here, it actually says that. So you get your drill bit that's actually in my drill right now. I can take that out so I don't lose it. Okay, the little helicoil tools. Got these here that I used. Everything worked really good. The drill bit drilled really nice. And then yeah, just threaded the helicoil coils themselves. They're in these plastic bags here, you can see. Threaded that right into there and checked my fit. My bolt fit good. And we're good to go. That's pretty much it. But yeah, the kit was great. This is it here. I bought on Amazon. It was like, I don't know, 35, 40 bucks, something like that. And I figured I could use that again sometime. I mean, there's so many different uses in there, and hopefully you don't have to use it again, but rusty bolts break, and frustrating project, but we're getting it done. So now we're going to do some grease on the part, the new water pump as well as the gasket, and then start mounting it back up. Okay guys, so we got the new one installed on there. One thing I did have to do is, because when I drilled that new hole, I didn't get it far enough down. I didn't drill far enough. So I did have to add a couple washers, you can see on this bolt right here. Because as I tighten that down, it actually was just starting to spin, and I was like, oh my gosh, don't tell me my helicoil and stuff didn't hold. And then I got to thinking, you know what, I bet the bolt is bottoming it out and it's not able to suck all the way in. So sure enough, put a couple washers on there, sucked it right in, so I think we'll be good to go there. Now I gotta put I removed the whole fan assembly here because I couldn't get, like with my drill and bit and everything, I was running into the fan. So I was able to remove that and get that out of my way and drill a better hole when I was doing all of that. But all right, so now we'll get the fan reinstalled, and we do still need to put the bolts on for this guy here. I'll probably put those on right now just so that it's out of the way up here. This goes like this. These bolts are, again, 13 millimeter, if I remember correctly. Get them like all started properly. And then we'll tighten them down once we get the belt on and everything. Tell you what, working on these Jeeps with the big front bumper, this is really a pain. You're like constantly leaning over and everything. I got bruises on my legs and arms, but all right. Okay, so let's get the fan in there. Then we'll get the bolt on, or the belt on. And air box back in over here. Took that out, so it's out of my way. It's an easy one. We'll get the tubing and everything hooked back up, and we should be good to go. All right, I'll check back at when we're all finished. All right, guys, so sliding that fan back in there, it's not too big of a deal. I got it in there right now. And all you're doing is you're just trying to keep these things out of the way as you're sliding it down. There's 2 bolts to unhook this thing. It's really simple. There's a bolt up here on a tab and a bolt over here. I don't know if you guys can, yeah. Right over here, so the fan goes here, and it has a tab right under here. There's 1 bolt, and then coming over to this side, move these wires and everything, there's another bolt that goes right here. And then up on top, you got these fasteners, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'll get those done, and then there's also 3 on the bottom. We gotta climb up underneath, so we gotta get to those as well. Okay, so this plug in here, this is pretty easy. Simply goes right onto here. Listen for the click. Okay, let me get these bolts in. They are these 2 guys here. Okay, more of a coarse thread. 1 up here. These are 8 millimeter, I believe. That's what's on here. Yep, 8 millimeter. These don't have to be cranked down or anything. I got a socket on here. Pretty much hand tighten that thing. And then this one. This tab. Same thing. Just gonna tighten her down with the hand. Doesn't need to be cranked on or anything. Okay, I know I got some other plugs here. Pop in. We got one more that fell down in here. Windshield washer fluid. There it goes. And get your tubing back under these clips here. Okay. That's all my wiring. All right, I got one more fastener. Way down here. There it goes. I'll get the ones up underneath. And then that's in. And we'll do the belt and the airbox. Okay, now we are going to route the belt. Serpentine belt here. I really try to keep the gloves on, keep my hands clean, but sometimes I just don't like how I can't feel everything. I don't know. But anyway. All right, what do we got here? So make sure you do take a picture of how this is routed so that you can go back and get it all done properly. I'm gonna look back at my picture because that don't look right at all. Okay, I looked at my picture and yes, I was off. Did not have it in the right spot. Now, we do have it going properly. The only thing we have to do is it has to go from here under this idler right here. Okay, so we get all this taken down, and then we get our wrench. Go around that idler, just like that. And you can see we're off here. Make sure that goes on. We're in all the grooves. This one's off. There it goes. In. And we're good to go. Go back, double check these things. Make sure everything feels right. It's in the grooves. Yep. Cool. Awesome. Okay. That's on. Now let's go back and get our 13mm because we want to crank those down on that one pulley there. Yep. Okay. Okay, cool. That's all on. So let's get the air box in there. Not a lot to this guy. Pops right in. Okay. This guy's coming in next. It's in there. This goes on here. Clips back here. And there's one more up here. Tighten that guy down. Where my flathead at? All right, add some coolant, guys, and we're gonna get her started. Alrighty, guys, we are finished. She's running. Everything's looking good. Running smooth. No leaks. That's the idea. Alrighty, well. If you guys like the video, like and subscribe. Hit the bell so you get notified of new projects we're doing. Got a lot of them on this Wrangler here. So if you have one and these will help, be sure to watch. Alright, you guys take care. Bye.